Hey everyone, welcome to Creative Union Yoga. My name's Julia, and today we're going to follow up with Tadasana and explore the four actions or the four movements of the spine in Tadasana, in standing, and just finding different ways to play to free up and energize the spine and to work safely in forward bending, side bending, twisting, and back bending. Thank you for watching and enjoy this creative posture play video on Tadasana. So let's come to standing, placing our feet on the ground, really connecting ourselves to Mother Earth. Yeah, getting our strength and energy and power from the energy of the earth. Okay, so much like in the Tadasana from the ground up video, let's take a moment just to loosen up those ankles. Yeah, so pop the heels up a little bit, circle those ankles, allow the knees to come along for the ride. Yeah, you can bend the knees, really pouring the weight of the legs into the feet, softening the knees so that I'm not hyperextending. Yeah, soften the back of the knees. Really plant those feet. Connect to Mother Earth. Good. And then maybe on an in-breath, let's use or gather the Earth's energy to energize our body. Yeah, so on an in-breath, scoop the energy through the soles of the feet, send it up the body, and then as you exhale, let the arms drop and imagine that breath is pouring right down the center of the spine, into the pelvis, out both legs, into the feet. Okay, so that's our intention. So again, as we inhale, draw the energy up the legs. So from the soles of the feet, up the legs, into the pelvis, up the spine, up to the crown of the head. Taking the arms with you. Exhale, lower the arms and send that energy and breath down the spine into the pelvis, splitting down both legs to the feet, to the ground. Let's try this 3 more times. Of course, you can take whatever pace suits you if you want to go faster or slower. Or take a few extra ones, that's good too. Fantastic. Give the arms a shake, maybe wiggling the pelvis side to side. Just allow yourself to be loosey-goosey, have a dance party. Ha 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 ha. Wow, it feels really good if you just let things shake and loosen up. Yeah? Good, 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 good. And then maybe take a few moments to just roll those shoulders back. Excellent. And a little bit forward. And maybe one at a time. Good. And forward. Great. So we're going to get into play time here. So this is where we're doing creative posture play. So we took the Tadasana video to focus from the ground up, finding the spinal elongation. And we're going to continue this process. So we're going to keep thinking as we exhale to ground through our pelvis, legs, and feet. Yeah, to send the weight of the pelvis into the legs, legs to feet, feet to the ground. And then that light growth up the spine, out the crown of the head. Okay, so we're going to do this in with the 4 actions of the spine. So the 4 actions of the spine are flexion, extension or back bending, side bending, and twisting. Okay, so we're going to play with that standing. And just see if we can free up the spine, maintain softness, soft grounding in the lower body. Stabilize us so that the spine can be free and soft to move in whatever direction it wants to move in. Okay, so let's start with a little bit of flexion and extension. Yeah, so starting with flexion or forward bending, we're going to do a roll down. So you're going to tuck the chin, drop the weight of the skull, let the shoulders curl, and work your way down one vertebrae at a time. If this is your forward bend, if this is as far as you would like to go, then that's fine. Yeah, so if your forward bend is here, that's fantastic. So you go as far down as you like and as far down as it's comfortable. Be sure to, at some point, about halfway here, to allow the knees to soften and bend, yeah? So we want it to be, right now, we want it to be about the spine, the lengthening in the lower spine rather than the hamstrings. If I extend the knees and straighten the legs, you can if you would like. It's just a different, it's a different intention, a different focus. It becomes more about the hamstrings rather than the lengthening in the lower back, okay? So we want to keep, I'll just turn to the side here so you can see. Once we get to a certain point, soften the knees, keep them soft the entire time, but you may need to add an extra bending. So again, I'm going to drop the chin, the weight of the skull, let it fall, let the shoulders come for the ride, bending the knees, and go down as far as it feels comfortable. And on your way back, you can inhale only because it can prevent us from getting too dizzy, especially if you have low blood pressure. Yeah, so inhale, ground each part of the foot, heels, outer edge, balls of the feet. Drop that pelvis. Let the pelvis drop, not tuck or squeeze. Let it drop. Down, 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 unraveling the spine and coming to standing. So let's try that a few times. Again, you can go at your own pace. If you want to speed it up a little bit, absolutely go for it. That might feel quite lovely. And just make sure that you follow the wave and curves of the spine. So I'm not coming down with a flat back, or I'm not coming up with a flat back. Again, this is about protecting the lower spine. This actually engages the lower back muscles, and because they're more vulnerable muscles, it's a bit more strenuous to come up and down with a flat back. If I keep my knees bent, I'm using the big muscles, the glute muscles and thigh muscles to allow me to move up and down. Yeah, it's a bit safer, or it is definitely a lot more safer for the lower spine. And as I said, if you reach a point where you're like, okay, that's enough, I don't want to go further, you can just stop there and just either hang out there and breathe or roll up and down from there a few times. You can also, let's say this is where I stop, I go, whoa, there's a lot of tension in maybe it's the lower back, mid back, upper back, wherever it is. Take a few of those breaths where you exhale and drop, softening the lower body, but allow the weight of the lower body to ground you and stabilize you. Pour it into the earth. Send the other part of the breath up the spine and out the skull. Let the weight of the skull hang. So you create that two-directional lengthening. You can breathe here for a little bit, and that might feel tired. If so, come out of it, or it might encourage you to go a little bit further. So you decide how much of this you want to do, okay? Great. And when you come up, you can roll the shoulders back a little bit. Excellent. Good. So again, that's forward bending. And then let's play around with extension or a standing back bend, okay? So a few things you can do. Standing back bend. So again, I want to think of really dropping and rooting into those feet and allowing the pelvis to fall straight down into the legs. Again, I'm not squeezing and doing all this extra business. Exhale, drop through that lower body, growing from the waist up and over. So I'm thinking of the extension happening in the thoracic spine, so the part of the spine between the shoulder blades. And I'm thinking of that part of the spine moving in towards the body, yeah? So I can just stand with my arms by my side and just see if I can experience that. So I'm definitely not compressing in my lumbar spine, my lower spine. If there's any discomfort, you've gone too far, and you might need to focus a little more on the lengthening and that thoracic spine moving its way into the body. And you can also think of maybe allowing the shoulder blades to slide towards the spine a little bit. And what you can do, what helps to teach us back bending is taking the arms above the head. And already, as I take my arms above the head, the shoulder blades are already moving into the position to help assist that thoracic spine extension. Yeah. Good. So I'm going to just grab my trusty little bonita here. So the thoracic spine, this is just a little teaching tool, just something to visualize. I know I'm taking you out of your practice, but it's okay, we're learning, right? So the thoracic spine is usually convex, yeah? It's a curvature this way, it's in flexion. So when we're going into the back bend, we want to keep lengthening in the lumbar spine because it's already in extension. So we don't want to take it into it more because it starts to compress and can cause low back discomfort and pain. Yeah, so we want to send that down, down, down into the ground. As the energy comes up and you move that energy up and into that back bend, you want to think of that thoracic spine moving towards extension. So again, it's that piece where it's starting to move in towards the chest so that I become nice and long, 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 long. So it's not about how much can I bend my back, it's how long I can get my back, okay? So, let's put one in the back. So that being said, again, you might want to take the arms above the head, drop the pelvis, bend the knees to increase the dropping action or direction. Really, really drop that pelvis. Lengthen upwards, take that thoracic spine into the chest. Okay? Awesome. And strong exhales to help send that out breath down the pelvis into my legs, to my feet. And then exhale, up, 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 upwards out the skull. Long, long, long spine. So again, I'm not doing too much of this. Yeah, it's already getting tired when I'm muscling my way so much. Yeah, I want to find that light ease, lengthening, grounding in the feet. Good. Another way you can practice back bending is at the wall, a standing back bend. So coming to the wall here for standing back bend, same thing here. Let's really root those feet. Yeah. Get nice and grounded. Drop the pelvis into the legs to feet, feet to ground. And then the other part of the breath, I'm sending that energy up the spine and over, finding the thoracic, sending the thoracic in towards the body, back of the neck long, skull up and away. And then I can rest my hands on the wall. Yeah, I can choose to even come closer. Maybe that's my back bend and I want to rest a little bit of the back of the skull on the wall and look for that movement in the thoracic spine between my shoulders and encourage the extension between the shoulder blades. This part of the spine between the shoulder blades in towards the body. Dropping that pelvis, long, long, long lumbar spine. Long spine. Good, 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 good. And then I may lean back towards the wall and come off. And again, you can play with your distance, yeah? The wall offers a little extra support so I don't have to muscle my way in and fall into that lower spine. Again, if there's any discomfort in the lower spine, you've either gone too far and you're starting to compress, and you need to come out of it and move little by little back in, really focusing on that lengthening, dropping the pelvis and then lengthening upwards opposed to back. So it's up and over opposed to just to fall back. I know I'm saying this a million times, but it really, really is useful. So yeah, I can lengthen upwards. I can even walk my feet away and find my length. So you play, just be safe. Go at your own pace and comfort level, finding that long, long, long standing back bend. Okay. A counter pose to back bending is, of course, forward bending. So I can even play with rolling down the spine, rolling back up the spine. Find that back bend. Excellent. Yeah, feel that spine energizing, energizing, energizing. Fantastic. If you want to hang out in your forward bend, you can. Something else you can do is if you take the legs a little bit wider apart, yeah, you can bend the knees, curl forward, let the elbows rest on the thighs above the knee. You can hang out here. Or if it's accessible for you, you can hang out in a squat. So let's just take a few moments in our counter pose. Whatever counter pose you've chosen, keep exhaling, drop the weight of that pelvis down, down, down towards the ground. Good. Excellent. And then coming back to standing when you're ready. I can also choose to back bend using my hands as support. So if I don't want to take the arms above the head, I can also choose to place my hands at the back of the sacrum or the pelvis. So shift my mic over here. So you can kind of cup the heel of the palms at the shelf of the pelvis here, yeah? And what I'm essentially doing is I'm gonna guide the pelvis downwards, and it will come forward as I move into my back bend. That's natural. It's that's a healthy movement of the pelvis as you move into the back bend, because it's just, it's the pelvis's way of stabilizing the body so that you don't fall backwards, yeah? And same when you come forward, the pelvis shifts backwards a bit. Okay, so again, I'm not pushing my hands or pushing the pelvis with my hands forward. As I exhale, I'm encouraging the dropping of the pelvis down, the lengthening of the back of the pelvis downwards. So I lengthen out in the lower spine and finding the thoracic moving in towards the body, the front of the chest or into the chest. Good, 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 good. Length, 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 length. Drop, drop, drop the heels. Whole foot, lengthen upward. Good, 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 good. And again, coming forward can be a nice little counter pose. Awesome. Groovy. We'll play around with a bit of side bending and twisting. So let's start with twisting. So with twisting, what you can do is as you take your arms, you could take your arms, out to the side, nice big wingspan. And again, exhale, ground the feet, drop the pelvis, lengthen the spine upwards, and then twist and turn to one side so that the twist is happening from the waist up, not in the lower spine. Inhale to the center. Exhale, ground the feet. Lengthen the spine. So the spine, lower spine especially, is nice and soft. Knees soft. Good. Good. You can also just do the classic swinging the arms side to side. Yeah. Again, I want to keep that pelvis heavy, dropped, knees soft, feet grounded. Yeah, again, I keep reiterating this because this is such a big contraindication or safety tip, is if I'm squeezing too much my glutes and squeezing my abdomens and focusing on tightening my core, again, everything's tight when I'm trying to move the spine, and then you might be forcing the movement past where it's safe and can cause injury, right? So mobility comes from space and ease. Yeah, if things are tight, it's harder to move. So if I'm creating that restriction, I'm gonna force my body and my joints into a rotation or take them beyond their range. And that could lead to injury and not good fun for your lower spine especially, or anywhere in your body, your knees. Yeah, so that's why it's very important to allow yourself to ground through the bones, let the musculature be soft. If we practice relaxing and releasing the nervous system, it will teach our muscles what needs to activate when and where, efficiently and safely. Okay, so we don't always have to add any extra effort to that. There are times where we do, but let's just say this is not the time. Okay. Awesome. So let's move into some side bending. My favorite. I love side bending because a true side bend is not something we practice on a daily basis. All these movements are incorporated or come from human patterns, human movement, how we function on a daily basis, okay? So food for thought. Okay, so side bending. So again, let's find both feet on the ground. It's very important in your side bend to maintain both of the feet grounding evenly. Keep the hands down by your side. I'll give you a few options and then I'll let you practice on your own. Oh, let's do them all of them together. So, and you can then choose later, next time you practice, which one you want to use. So I can keep my hands down by the side or arms down by the side. Exhale, ground, ground, ground both feet. Send that energy up the spine and over. Good. Keeping the opposite foot in contact with the ground. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, pour that energy down both legs, both feet, up the spine, long. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Delish. Nice. I can choose to take one arm up. On an in-breath, exhale, ground both feet and think of going up and over. Long, 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 long. Back to the center, switch arms. Exhale, up and over. Also, see if you can maintain length in the bended side so I'm not collapsing. I'm lengthening, similar to the back bend. Long spine versus crunchy spine. So you can go from side to side at your own pace here. Maintaining grounding in both feet. Good. Or I can choose to take both arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, ground both feet and over. Good. Awesome. A lovely counter pose could be, as you let the arms down, could be a twist. Good. Feel the spine energizing yet? I hope so. Good, 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 good. Shake out the arms, shake out the pelvis. So we can also take side bending at the wall, which is quite lovely. I love this version of side bending. So let's come over to the wall. All right, so side bending at the wall, which is one of my favorite things ever. So same thing here. Finding those feet, really focusing on both feet planting together. Okay, I'm gonna place the hand of the arm that's closest to the wall, and you might need to play with your distance. So depending how close or how far you want to be to the wall, you may have to try that a few times throughout your practice. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the other arm up towards the ceiling. Nice big inhale. As I exhale, I'm gonna ground the feet and lengthen upwards and over. And I'm gonna let that top hand rest on the wall, and then I can kind of play around where the lower hand wants to be so that I maintain length and comfort and ease in this side bend. And then I may want to inhale, come off the wall and side bend away from the wall. So it kind of teaches you the difference between the two versions of side bending. Good. So what it feels like to use the wall as support. I can hang out here. So in the wall supported side bend, I don't have to work so hard. I can find my length and ease. And when I come away from the wall, there's a little more, just a little more effort and engagement happening, but I'm not doing it. It's just happening on its own. Good. Good. And then be sure to do the other side. I'm going to show you my back end for a little bit here. Good. And then take a moment to just rest in Tadasana, taking a few breaths here. Good, good, good. And continue to stand as long as you like here. Grounding those feet. You can say that mantra to yourself as we did in the Tadasana video. Inhale, I am strong, confident, and present. Exhale, I am ready to conquer the day and all that it brings. You can also choose to take one of those counter poses. So whether it's taking the legs a little bit wider and resting the elbows on the thighs above the knee, or you can come into a squat. Whatever you've chosen, please hang out here for as long as you like. I'll leave you with this final mantra. You can join me by saying or repeating the mantra to yourself from wherever you are. Or you can place the palms of the hands together, taking the hands to the forehead. Think love. To the lips, speak love. To the heart center, be love. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.